What if Female Deku was Vinyl, Present Mike's niece, part 5. Now, hopefully, you'll enjoy this series. I enjoy it too. And without further ado, I'm not gonna spoil anything. We're gonna get right on into this. So, as I said in the previous video, Present Mike and Vinyl will be heading to Hosu as they're aboard onto their, a train. Basically, the same train Gran Torino and Deku would have taken for Hosu, obviously. Now they're on their way to Hosu. And of course, the train gets attacked. But instead of Gran Torino hitting the, broken door, Vinyl and Present Mike hits the Nomu out of the moving train with their sound, as it is sent flying into a building. As both of them, jump off, both using their sound abilities. So President Mike's going, yeah! As he then just simply floats to the ground, where Vinyl simply uses her headphones and lowers to the ground. As then, she gets a contact from, Shoto, saying that he's thinking that Ida's going for revenge on Stain. So she sign languages to her uncle. President Mike, I need to go check something real quick. One of my friends might be in danger. That's the translation. Go ahead, my lovely niece. I will take care of this with a bang. As he then says, yeah! As it sends the Nomu flying. Like, we're talking halfway across the city volume. President Mike's quirk is very powerful. I would say it's probably one of the most versatile, wide-range quirks within the entire series. It is very powerful. In fact, I don't think in the entire show we don't see him go full out. I'm not sure. Or I may have missed that episode. But whatever, let's get right back on into this. As, Vinyl runs off to go find Ida. And of course, Endeavor's going to take care of the other Nomus. Now he makes it to she makes it to the alleyway. As she turns to see, Stain about to kill Ida. As she sends a large wave of sound pushing him back. As she jumps back, he jumps back. Another hero. As, he looks over and sees Vinyl. Great, another one. As Vinyl stands next to Ida. Vinyl, why'd you come? As she simply just drops her phone, where it, he reads, Shoto told me you need help, so I came as fast as I could. Let's get this over with, as Stain throws knives, as Vinyl makes a barrier of sound which blocks the knives in place, kind of like a wind barrier but with sound. As they drop to the floor. A wind base user. No. Maybe a sound base. Stain's thinking. As he starts saying more blades. As he noticed that she's not talking at all. As he sends a few more blades, keep being blocked by Vinyl, as she sends some attack up the wall, which is destroying the wall, as he jumps back. So why did you come to save your friend? You realize that hero there and him are just nothing but fakes. As Vinyl doesn't respond, as she sends another loud sound wave that goes all the way straight through the alleyway, as Stain manages to jump onto an air conditioning unit before the attack hit. As he looks back, that might have put me out of commission if that would have hit me. He thinks in his head. As he then runs very fast towards Vinyl. As she tries to make a sound barrier, but Stain manages to cut her cheek just a little bit as the sound barrier was being formed, as with his katana, as he managed to get it and just licks her blood, as she cannot move, can't do anything now, as he walks up to her. So I want you to tell me, why did you become a hero? as he's getting a little bit irritated about the silence. I said, answer me, as he has the blade close to her throat. As Ida speaks up, she can't speak. As Stain looks over, what do you mean? Vinyl was born, well, mute, without able to speak. As this surprises, as Stain's eyes widen, as then he gets hit with a loud burst of sound, sending him flying backwards, but he manages to spin himself around and, well, come back upright and stand on his feet. So you can't speak, as Vinyl simply nods her head, as he throws a few more knives. She easily blocks these. As Stain tries to maneuver around the alleyway the best he can, as Vinyl is currently doing a little bit of destruction in the alleyway, destroying bits and pieces, making it less of an area where he can use to simply jump on walls, trying to thin out the space so she would have more of an advantage. As Stain is gain nowhere with her, as, well, he decides to go for Ida, as he gets his sword and starts running towards Ida, as then, well, 2 layers of defense stop Stain from reaching Ida. The first one is Vinyl's sound barrier that she had made all around Stain and her, which has the hero native and Ida right outside, and the secondary line, which is, well, Todoroki, who arrived just in time, because he had actually managed to pierce the first layer of defense with his sword, but could not pierce the second layer of ice. As he jumps back, Stain noticed the first layer, and the second layer, of course, but this first layer is not noticeable by the naked eye, because sound is not a physical object. It's a noise, but you condense it. It can make it, well, really hard. As Stain just looks and sees Todoroki, as, well, he's already calculating who's going to be the most, well, nuisance or threat in this occasion, which would be Vinyl. As Stain tries to, well, call a retreat, as he tries to get away, as he jumps up and off the walls, as he hits a barrier, as he then falls to the ground, as Vinyl simply walks towards, well, Stain. As I predicted, you made a sound barrier around me, didn't you? As Vinyl simply nods her head, when did you do it? As Vinyl raises up 2 fingers, 2 minutes ago. As she nods, you had it nearly set up right before the fight even started. As Stain smiles, clever, keeping me trapped in a composed area, without me knowing, and preventing damage from other heroes or any other civilians involved. You're now on my list of one of the true heroes. As he smiles, as Vinyl is actually a bit confused, as she nods her head, and this is where she noticed something. But you forgot one key flaw. As then she realized she can't move anymore. As she noticed that some blood was still on his sword. As he simply just punches her in the face, sending her, well, through her own barrier, as Todoroki manages to catch her before she hits the wall. You alright? As Vinyl simply just looks up, and, can't move at this as she's paralyzed, due to Stain's quirk, as, of course, about the same thing happens, with Stain getting hit with Ida's attack, and being knocked out, as most of his ribs were broken, if I remember. So, yeah. As Vinyl, well, is still trying, it's gonna be there for a moment. As they grab Native and they start making their way towards the exit of the alleyway. As they get there, the same Nomu comes towards, well, a Vital that is still basically not able to move, as it grabs her and starts flying away. The Stain does the same thing he does in anime by saving Deku, in this case, female Deku Vinyl. So, and he makes that huge speech about the society being corrupt and all that, pretty much. The fake heroes. And I'm gonna tell you my opinion on Stain. He was doing the good for society, his just morals were all messed up. As, of course, she is sent to the hospital. She only has minor wounds. Unlike, I believe, Ida and, Native. Who have a little bit more severe, but still nothing fatal, nothing life-threatening. As, of course, the news gets out that, Endeavor defeated Stain as they're covering it up because if the students got heard at their internships them defeating a top class villain, the public's gonna go on a riot. So of course when they get back, they start talking about what they did on their internships. As Vinyl goes to see Octavia, as she notices the wound on her cheek. Vinyl, are you okay? As she puts her hand out and touches the bandage. As she just simply sign language is saying she's fine. As she starts to walk towards her room. Or towards it, as Octavia is keeping up. You could tell me what happened. As, this is where Vinyl actually takes off her sunglasses, revealing her red eyes. As she then just opens her throat. As she tries to say something, but no words come out. I know you're trying to speak, but you can't speak, Vinyl. As she just simply does sign language. Saying, nothing you need to concern yourself with. As she starts to walk away, as Vinyl is just simply walking her way. As Octavia is like, you're overexerting yourself. You need to be more careful. As Vinyl hears this, as she smiles before getting to her door and walking into her room. As we see a calendar, as a specific date is marked, where it seems to be a music festival. But that's several months away. As she just marks off the entirety of the week of what she was doing. As she just simply goes to sleep there. Now, for the remainder, all the students do what they need to do. As we go to, President Mike, who's just currently in his office listening to music. Yeah, play those songs. As he's thinking, should I do something on my radio broadcast? As he's thinking, as then Midnight comes into his office. Mike, as he turns over. What is it, Miss Midnight? What do you need? I have a letter from your sister, I think. Oh, hand it right on over. As he grabs the letter. Thank you. Have a nice night. As she leaves. I wonder what this could be about. As he opens the seal and looks at it. And, his eyes break his glasses. What? Oh no, this is bad. He shouldn't be coming to Japan. Oh no, if she knows, if they interact, my sister's gonna kill me. Okay, calm down, Mike. Calm down. So this is what we can do. I don't tell him that she's in Japan. Because if I do, things are gonna get way too hectic around here. And as long as I don't mess anything up, I won't be in deep fire with my sister. Alright. As he starts working on the computer, canceling my plans for the broadcast. And, that's pretty much it what happened that day. As we go to the very few next days, as they've been doing classes and all that, now it's coming for the teachers versus the students. Yes. Now, in this one, most of them goes the same as canon, with the exception of one being Vinyl and Octavia going to be in the same team, and I'm not going to give them, well, actually, I'm gonna have to give them All Might because I still want to keep the one where President Mike was overwhelmed by bugs because I absolutely love the fact that he screamed in that one. That was the most hilarious thing in the show. I loved it when Jiro and the other guy, I can never remember his name, covered him with bugs and he screamed because I didn't know President Mike was terrified of bugs. I really need to stop saying that, but whatever. As we go to, well, Octavia and, well, Vinyl versus All Might. As I'm going to say that they give them I believe the teachers give them a few minutes of prep time. In some of the matches, like, they get it, like, I think it was about a few minutes to strategize what they're going to do. So, Octavia and Vinyl are just sitting next to each other. So what we're going to do? We're going to need to defeat All Might. Or at least escape. As Vinyl just simply raises her hand. And what is it? As she silently just play your violin. Make him go to sleep. But won't that make you go to sleep too? As she just simply sign languages. I'll simply put on the headphones. That's true, but that won't work forever, you know. If I play at my full volume, you may actually hear it through the headphones. As she sign languages again in size. Sound manipulation? Right, I'm sorry. As she just giggles. As Vinyl smiles. Well, anyway. Let's go. As, of course, they're in the field. The same field they were going to fight with All Might. Of course, All Might comes up as Octavia starts playing her violin, saying out sleeping sound towards All Might. Aha, you think I would be prepared for just the situation, as he has these canceling earbuffs in. You know, headphones or earplugs. That's what I was getting to. Earplugs. As he continues to, well, go after Octavia, as he thinks if they manage to get the earplugs out of his ears, she's going to be the most threat. That's what All Might thinks. As then a barrier forms in front of, well, Octavia. Very fast, because Vinyl was barely able to keep up with All Might's speed towards Octavia. As we see her hands are pointed in the direction to make a barrier in front of her, of sound. As both, well, Octavia was shocked. As All Might's right, the sound manipulation. Your other senses are heightened since you cannot speak. Am I right? As Vinyl just simply is glaring through her glasses. Well, her shades. As he runs towards, well, Vinyl. Punching a barrier that Vinyl quickly formed around herself in the split second. But doing it to being a split second, the barrier cracks and hits Vinyl in the stomach, sending her flying back. As Octavia, well, says, Vinyl! As All Might takes this opportunity, well, to attack Octavia. And this is where he gets a huge fist of sound to the face, a knuckle sandwich to All Might's face of sound, as he is sent spinning off to the left. As All Might gets up, wow, that was quite a punch. As, well, he looks over at Vinyl, who was caught by her own sound barrier, protecting her right before she hit a wall. As she noticed that she had coughed up some saliva in the battle. As she's already out of breath because of All Might's attack to her stomach. She is now trying to focus all of her energy on keeping All Might at bay. As she quickly sign languages, and All Might doesn't really know sign language, so it's a good way to communicate, in my opinion. So she's saying, get to the exit. As Octavia does as told and starts running away. As All Might says, trying to split up now, are we? As he runs after Octavia before hitting a huge barrier as the alleyway she had ran into. It looks like I'll need to take you on first. As he looks over and sees, well, Vinyl, who's currently just standing there. You're not going to let me get to your partner, are you? As she simply nods. Then be warned, villain, I will take you down. As he runs towards Vinyl, as she sends a barrage of sound waves to try to keep All Might at a distance, as All Might is a close-range fighter, and Vinyl knows this from experience of watching videos, and also watching him fight during, I believe, I can't recall, my bad. But as All Might is trying to evade these attacks, Vinyl is slowly positioning herself into a certain direction. As, of course, All Might is struggling a bit because the amount of sound she's sending up all at once. She's sending multiple punches and making sound barriers all at the same time. And if y'all don't know, she can do this with hand signs and with, well, like hand signs as in like pointing and all that, moving her hands around. And she can also do it without it. But if she wants a full concentration on like full on comparing her abilities at full power, she's going to need to use her hands to help assist the flow of sound. As she's focused on just keeping All Might in a certain area, as he's trying to, well, get to her. As All Might finally breaks through, well, most of her sound punches, as then he hits a wall. As he touches it, and it reveals a whole sound dome around him. Ah, smart. You'd managed to set up a whole surrounding, barrier around myself while I was too busy evading your attacks. You've learned well, but he reels up a punch and punches and makes a sound wave, sending Vinyl flying into the direction just by the sheer wind pressure. Now, this also makes a lot of noise because he technically broke the sound barrier. As then All Might is hit and sent the opposite direction, because Vinyl was counting on him breaking the sound barrier and had the propulsion of the attack of sound and not the wind converted to All Might. So where Vinyl got hit with the wind attack, All Might got hit with the sound attack. So they both went flying in opposite directions, as Vinyl is a bit beat up because, well, she pretty much just ragdolled all the way towards the exit, where Octavia was waiting. As Octavia picks up, well, Vinyl, who's a bit injured, and takes her through the gate as they pass the test. So hopefully you'll enjoyed part 5 of What If Fem Deku Was Vinyl, President Mike's niece. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.